Welcome to Monster Trail Cams, your eerie outpost in the digital wilderness. This is the one-stop hub where we bring the unknown and the unexplainable right to your screen. Our channel uncovers mysterious creatures and spine-chilling sights from every corner of the globe, captured on our network of trail cameras. Through storm or shine, day or night, our lenses stay vigilant so you can experience the thrill of the strange and the extraordinary. Remember, here at Monster Trail Cams, you never know what might creep into frame, so brace yourself and join us as we explore the world's unseen mysteries. Let me take you to a little town in Argentina. Here in a rural field, we have something totally unexplainable. You can see it clear as day in the center of the screen. But what is anyone's guess. What we can tell from the footage is that it appears to be a humanoid being of some sort. You can see the outline of a head, torso, arms, and legs. We can't see any discernible features on its face because its whole body appears to be glowing. Now, what could this thing be? Is it a ghost? Maybe an angel? Or are we looking at some sort of optical illusion or camera malfunction? Your guess is as good as mine on this one. There are no known cryptids or paranormal beings that are reported to take the form we are looking at here, except maybe those from religious texts. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What are we looking at here, or is this just an elaborate fake? Next up, we have a video clip of a person standing on a hill. The problem with this image? If we take into account the size of the hill and the size of the person standing atop it, we are most certainly looking at a giant straight out of traditional European folklore. If you are thinking this might be a Bigfoot, it is certainly a possibility. The creature does seem rather robust and fits the build of a Bigfoot, but if that were the case, this Bigfoot is extremely tall. It is more likely that we are looking at some type of giant, if you believe such things. Reports of giants living among humans have been told since the beginning of human history. In some tales, they are their own separate species, while in others, they are simply humans that reach unnatural heights due to genetic mutations. While we have documented cases of gigantism in humans, they are few and far between. The reports we hear of giants in the paranormal community often speak of solitary individuals that inhabit mountainous and heavily forested areas. These creatures seem to make a point to stay away from humans, but sometimes they are spotted. Often they have descriptions similar to that of Bigfoot or of the Yeti. Quite possibly we could be looking at the species, but their identities will remain a mystery until we can produce concrete evidence of their existence. For now, we'll have to settle for video and audio captures. Let us know if you think giants are real, or are we looking at something else here? Our next Bigfoot encounter takes us south into California. While maybe not your first thought when you think of ideal Bigfoot habitat, California has its fair share of sightings of the primate. We see the creature walking through the dense brush as the cameraman tries to stay hidden as he records the encounter. It has all the hallmarks of a Bigfoot, a large, bipedal, ape-like creature seen roaming deep in the wilderness. It's interesting to note that while Bigfoot is clearly a primate of some sort, it seems to prefer traveling on two legs. Ape and gorillas often alternate between the use of 2 legs and 4, while we very rarely, if ever, see Bigfoot using its arms to walk. Does this mean Bigfoot is the missing evolutionary link between humans and apes, or are we looking at an entirely different species? Your guess is as good as mine. We won't be able to tell for certain until we can get a DNA sample from a Bigfoot specimen. Until then, speculation will have to do. Take a look at this strange clip. We have a camera clip of someone who appears to be running across the frame on freshly fallen snow. The way the person moves indicates we are looking at a human, but it is so dark that we are only able to make out the outline of the person. As the person is running, they suddenly fade from the video, as if they weren't even there in the first place. Could this simply be a glitch in the camera, or did we just witness a spirit darting across the frame? If we take another look at the person, they appear to be entirely black, like a shadow. No clothing can be identified, making it more likely that we are witnessing something supernatural. But what are your thoughts? Is this just a camera glitch, or did we just see a ghost? We have a still image reportedly taken from a trail cam in Michigan. The creature bears a striking resemblance to a silverback gorilla. We know there are no gorillas roaming the wild forests of Michigan, so we can assume this creature is supposed to be a Bigfoot, but I'm not convinced. Most reports of Bigfoot claim the creature to have brown fur and more human-like proportions. This creature's legs are simply not long enough. We can't see the beast's face, so we are unable to compare it to other reports of the creature. Unfortunately, this is the only image captured by the Trailcam. There are no other angles to examine. What are your thoughts? Is this Bigfoot, an edited fake, or perhaps another species of bipedal primate roaming the North American woods? We take a break from the paranormal for a minute to look at some equally incredible Trailcam footage showcasing just how impressive the natural world really is. It is a truly rare occurrence to witness a wolf in the wild, let alone an entire pack. Trailcams let us get a glimpse of the world outside that we often would not have the chance to see otherwise. Watch these wolves effortlessly float across the snow. Winter is for the wolves. They are adept at hunting prey in harsh weather conditions and excessive snowpack. In fact, wolf packs often do better during the winter months than they do in the summer. This footage was such an incredible find that we had to share it with you on the channel. We've seen this particular image on the channel before. We still don't know quite what it is, but speculation was that it was some type of reptile, possibly even a dinosaur, or perhaps a species escaped from a zoo or someone's pet that got too large and was unceremoniously released into the wild. That actually happens more than you would think. People buy monitor lizards when they are cute little babies, not thinking about what will happen when they finally grow up. They get too large to house, and instead of taking the poor creature to a rescue, the careless owner simply releases it outside to fend for itself. After publishing the last video, we had 2 viewers contact us about this creature's possible identity. The first thought it was likely a monitor lizard that had been released and was doing poorly in the wild, hence the diseased-looking skin on the creature. The other viewer thought it was likely an iguana, similarly with some type of skin condition. In both cases, the viewers mentioned that this creature was likely sick and in need of help. We are still unable to make a positive identity of this poor creature, but we'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Here we have an innocent video of a couple of boys roasting s'mores at a backyard campfire. Seem wholesome enough? Maybe not. Take a look at the forest in the background. You can clearly see the form of a bipedal creature running through the woods. Now maybe this is a person, but look again. It appears to be covered in dark brown hair. A large bipedal hairy primate? My guess is those boys just missed a Bigfoot encounter. But like most of the Bigfoot videos we feature on here, Bigfoot is fleeing the scene. There is little to no evidence that Bigfoot has ill intentions towards humans. Of course, we have heard reports of angry Bigfoots defending their territories from perceived invaders, but even then, they are limited to throwing rocks and tree branches. Attacks on humans are extremely rare. It seems the old adage might be true in this case, that Bigfoot is more afraid of us than we are of it. Here we have some still frames taken from a rather shaky video. We've tried to enhance them for better viewing quality, but there just wasn't much to work with. What we can tell for certain is that the creature is covered in black fur and appears to be capable of moving on both 2 legs and 4. However, its identity remains a mystery. In each frame, the creature looks a little different. It's as if it were a mashup of several different animals. For example, from one angle, the creature's head appears to be that of a pig. In other angles, it looks strikingly similar to a canine or even a bear. Could this be a new cryptid, or perhaps it was someone's experiment that got loose from whatever holding facility was keeping it secret? We didn't get much information accompanying the video submission. It simply said, "You need to see this." But let us know your thoughts. Is this a fake? Could it be real? And if so, what kind of creature are we looking at? Take a look at this footage taken from the front of a UTV driving a long trail in the woods of Michigan. The owner of this video said they were heading to their backwoods campsite after a day of off-roading in the area. The campground was only accessible by foot or by UTV, and they were the only ones there that weekend, being it was so late in the year. It is difficult to see, so watch closely. Far ahead of the vehicle, you can see something pale cross the road. It appears to be a man, hunched over and wearing a long robe or coat, just as ghostly white as he is. Now, maybe it's just a glitch in the camera. It is night, after all, and cameras can struggle to create accurate pictures in less than ideal circumstances. However, there's a little more to this story that might suggest we just witnessed a ghost. This particular area has been rumored to be haunted since the late 1800s, when the child of a farmer met a grisly end on the nearby train track. The girl was only 14, and her father was never able to accept her death. He wouldn't view her body after she was recovered and was convinced she had run away instead. His family fell apart and he was diagnosed with psychosis. The legend says he went out every night searching for her until old age made him unable to walk, and he finally died soon thereafter. And while the girl was the one who died in the area, it is her father that haunts the road you see here in this video. Our next submission is a still image taken from a Trailcam in Colorado. This will be an interesting one to review. We can clearly see the frightening humanoid creature standing in the frame with glowing eyes and pale skin. This creature matches the eyewitness accounts from people who have encountered crawlers and rakes, but the image seems off for some reason. The outline of the creature is blurred. We sometimes see that of images of ghosts or spirits, but it's not a phenomenon associated with cryptids. Are we looking at a fake, or could there be some other explanation? Your guess is as good as mine, but I can't say I'm convinced on this one. I've heard enough evidence over the years to believe in the existence of cryptids, but there are a lot of fakes out there created by people trying to gain traction on social media. Our first image today is a still capture from a Trailcam. The camera had been recording video footage of innocent passers-by in the forest, but then it caught a glimpse of something else. But only a glimpse. The still image you see here was the only discernible footage retrieved from the video, and it appears to be none other than the elusive Bigfoot. Unfortunately, the image isn't clear enough to get a detailed view of its face, but we can clearly see that the creature walks in the form of a man and is covered in thick, dark hair. We have quite a few Bigfoot submissions on this channel, and all of the footage of the creature has similar characteristics, but we have yet to get concrete evidence of its existence. We know Bigfoots have been spotted all over North America, and stories of the creature date back to Native American legends. And yet, we aren't quite sure what exactly it is. We'd love to hear your thoughts. My own opinion is that we're dealing with a very shy species of large primate that prefers to keep itself away from humans to the best of its ability. If you liked watching these videos, then consider subscribing. I release videos at least twice a week. Stay frosty, and we'll see you in the next one.